Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by the one, the only Brett Karwowski Jr. of Hartland Football. How are you, bud?
Hey, good case. How are you?
I'm good. So going into, obviously, I know the season wrapped up, making the playoffs for the first time in 2 years. I know obviously the season didn't end the way that you wanted it to, but I think going 5-4, ending on a winning record, getting into the playoffs, that had to be a very successful season in Coach Metz's first year.
No, I mean it did, and not only did it mean a lot for, I guess, these new coaches coming into a program that they're trying to build, it meant a lot to the players. I mean, my class and those guys, we've been through so much, and we were all just at the end of the day, all trying to get better and feed off each other and lift each other up. And I feel like us as a class, even with the lower class, we all bonded and knew what we wanted to do as a team. And to go to end how we did at the end of the regular season, is just phenomenal.
Yeah. For you, I know that a lot of players really, in your class especially, really stepped up and performed well. And what was that like for you? Because you know, you're seeing all your classmates succeed so well, and you know, yeah, I know there was some bumps along the way, but there were a lot of good moments from this year as well.
No, there was. I mean, to be honest, there was more good than bad, and a lot of people uh want to bring up the bad or maybe want to mention the bad. But then, it's for us as players, there was a whole lot of good with it. And, a lot of our guys truly did step up in my class. And there was a whole bunch of guys that ended up becoming these huge factors and played huge roles on our team. And like it went into the fact that like if you didn't have a certain guy in there at some point, it was like, it just felt like a missing piece. Like it just felt wrong to not have a guy in there at some points.
Yeah. What was the biggest thing you really improved at this season, just overall, just as a player?
I think the biggest thing I improved on was definitely just my motor and my athleticism, just because I've not been the fastest, but I've been trying to get faster and trying to get stronger and better and hang in with these schools and the competition ahead of me. And I think I was able to do that this year, and I was able to, even in the downs, I was able to put up really good numbers and really good performances this year. And just to be able to have a consistent season like I did was I'm just truly honored and grateful that I had the ability to do that.
Absolutely. So, obviously I know that, your high school football experience, came to an end. I know obviously, what was this, playing for Heartland football, is a big deal. It's football here in Livingston County. There's a lot of good schools that you're playing. Obviously, you've lived the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. It's been a roller coaster, but I don't think you would have it was a really good experience for all of you guys as seniors and just as players.
No, I mean it honestly and truly was. I mean, the KLA football itself is just something that's unique, and it's something that I would never take for granted and I would never change in the world. And it's meant a ton for me. And playing for Heartland, it brought a lot of guys together, but being from Heartland, it's you got to have a gritty mindset and attitude, and competing in this league in general is just something that brings life to football, especially in high school for, us guys as seniors.
Sure. Yeah, I always ask this of seniors, when they're done with their football careers. What does football mean to you, Brett?
Um, Football is essentially like another life to me. What it's done for me, it's taught me lessons that, sometimes I don't even know, you know. It's given me the highs and the lows and the challenges that I sometimes I would be super happy or otherwise it, wasn't. But um it gives me something that I could use later on in life. And it gave me something that I'll truly be grateful and remember, and that the game itself is honestly just more than, you know, putting on pads and cleats and going out there. It's a brotherhood and it's a sport um that I would call easily the greatest sport.
Yeah. So obviously, your high school football career is finished, but playing your football career overall, I don't think is done just yet. I know you want to play at the next level, and I know you've got a lot of options out on the table. But what has been the recruiting process like for you as you decide to where you're going to play the next couple of years?
The recruiting process for me has been a very unique process. It's had some super really good highs, and some lows at some points. But eventually I've been, over the season and just how I've been performing and just you know, the recruiting and trying my best to get looks, I've been, you know, getting offers and I've been getting noticed and it's been helping out and it's huge. And with all these game day visits and trying to put, myself and my name out there and establishing myself as a player to not only get better just as a person, but to get better for the collegiate level and to be able to perform at a level that all those guys play at.
Yeah. Um, so let me ask, and then finally I'll ask you this. Um, what will you miss most about playing high school football? Because everyone talks about like, oh, I will always remember the high school days, all that fun stuff. What are you going to mostly miss about it?
Um, I'm definitely gonna miss definitely the pregame. I'm gonna miss. There's a lot of things I can miss, but definitely the pregame and the after game. I mean, you have the pregame locker room. Everyone's getting hyped. Everyone's jamming, listening to music, and you also have the after game. The wins. I mean, absolute parties, and then you have the losses. But the losses brought um what those did is they brought the team together and they brought a brotherhood. And going into the weeks moving on, I'm gonna miss obviously hitting the field with those guys.
All right. Well, Brett, thanks for the time as always, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, see you, Case. Thank you.